Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a good Christmas today, because today I'm going to show you how to replace your 2005 Ford F-150 spark plugs. So what you will need is an 832 socket, 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter, 8mm wrench, an extension, a 9/16 spark plug socket, 1/4 inch ratchet, 3/8 ratchet, some needle nose pliers, some gloves, and of course your spark plugs. Now these spark plugs already come pre-gapped, so you will not need to gap these. I don't even think you actually can gap these, so there's no gap needed. All right, let's get started. Let's connect the battery. All right, just set that off to the side somewhere. So I removed this line right here to give me more space. So once you do that, you just want to go ahead and unplug these little connectors right here that go to the coil packs. So let's do it right now. All right, got it out. What you want to do is move that to the side. Grab your ratchet with extension. And what you want to do is go ahead and loosen the bolt that holds the little coil pack in. Once you got the bolt out, then what you want to do is just pull on the little boot right here, and it should come right out. As you can see, mine's like a little leaky because I pulled the coolant line and it spilled into to cylinder 1 or something. It spilled onto this boot. So yeah, bolt out that was holding the pack in, you're just gonna want to tug the pack out and twist it out, and it'll come right out. It shouldn't be wet like this, but mine's wet because I spilled a little bit of coolant on it. So I'm gonna go clean out the spark plug hole right now. When you're done pulling the pack out, you're gonna want to change your 3/8 adapter to a 9/16 spark plug socket. Stick it down that hole right there and just get that spark plug out. Let's do that right now. Once you got it cracked and loosened up, you just want to reach your little pliers down in there to go ahead and grab that plug. But if you have a socket, like, because I don't have a 9/16 spark plug socket, the little rubber piece will help it stay on, but I don't have that on mine, so I have to go reach in with the pliers when I'm done. Yeah, as you can see, after 180,000 miles, yeah, this spark plug is definitely in need of replacing. Alright, so when you get the spark plug out, what you want to do is take your new spark plug and take a little bit of grease out and put it on your finger. Alright. And then with this grease, you want to apply it to the boot and right here on the spark plug right there. To on like the ceramic part, so this will prevent it from getting stuck in the future. And then just so the spark plugs don't get stuck in the engine, you can use some anti-seize and just put a little bit on the threads right here. So make sure they don't get stuck. Let's go ahead and drop it down the hatch. There it goes. Then just take your ratchet and then just tighten it up. I don't have a torque wrench, so if you had a torque wrench, it'd be about 26, 27 foot-pounds, but I'm just gonna tighten it till snug, and then some. Once you're done with that, go ahead and just plug the boot back in. Next, just put your adapter back on and go ahead and put the screw back in. Go ahead and just tighten it down. There we go. Now she's nice and tight. You can just go ahead and plug the connector back in, but I'm not gonna do that just yet, because that connector will be in the way if I plug it back in for the next boot. And then what you want to do for this one is you're gonna want to take off this little fuel injector connector right here, that thing. You want to unplug that one, so I'm gonna do that right now. Once you're done disconnecting that, you just want to go ahead and take the next boot out, take that screw out, unplug it right here, just take it out, replace the spark plug, and then repeat for the next 6. Got the screw out, so just go ahead and grab the boot and then just go ahead and give it a nice little pull twist and go ahead and just pull it right out. If the boot is dirty like this, just go ahead and like wipe it down with the towel, a little wet towel for a second, then dry it. Go ahead and take your pliers and go ahead and pull the spark plug out. Alright, there we go. Pretty bad. Let's go ahead and replace this one right now. Next, we just reinstall the spark plug. There we go. I got it all greased up. Anti-seize. Alright, we can go and reinstall. Alright, next is the spark plug boot. No. Just go ahead and put that in. That. Take the bolt, let's go ahead and hand tighten it, and then tighten it. Next, we're going to take off this ECM right here because in the way of getting to our last two spark plugs, which are behind this thing. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Take off this ECM. Now that we got all three bolts off, this should come right out. And boom, there it goes. Now there might be a ground somewhere, but I'm not seeing one, so you can just go ahead and gently pull this out of the way. Let's move that. There we go. All right. Now be careful with this thing because it's very expensive and very important to keep your car running. So I'm gonna put it right here. Right, there we go. Plug boot right there. So next, let's go ahead and remove that coil over right there. So let me go ahead and move this stuff out of the way. This plugs into the ECM. Let me go ahead and move that out of the way, and I'll see you when I take it out. Let's go ahead and clean this one up now. So I went ahead and removed the engine mounting bracket, which was not that bad. It was 2 bolts, 3 bolts, one right here, one right here, one right here, and then 1 ground bolt that went right here. So I'm just gonna have to clean that up later to make sure we get the best ground connection so nothing shorts out. So let's move on to the next spark plug though. All right, got the third one out. Let me go ahead and get the new one, grease it up and put it back. Greased up. Got our next spark plug all greased up, and in she goes. Let's go drop her in. All right. Then all we gotta do now is just tighten her up. Let me go do that. Right. Next, let's install the boot. Let's go do that right now. Drop her in. And then let's go ahead and just hand tighten it, and then tighten it with the ratchet. Right. Plug 3 changed. Now we still got plug 4 way back there. So what I'm thinking for that one is we're gonna have to take off the clips first for the injector and the coil pack, and then we're gonna have to use a smaller extension because my big extension right now won't really fit in. So I'm gonna have to get a smaller extension. So something about this size should work. All right, now that we got the clips out, the screw out, I can just go ahead and grab the boot. It's a little hard to fit your hand back here, but just go ahead and grab it. There we go. Go ahead and grab it. Give it a little yank. It'll come right out. There we go. And then just go ahead and clean it. Here's a tip: if the spark plug is like too hard to move with the ratchet, just go ahead and grab a pipe, stick it on the end of your ratchet, and go ahead and just push. And there you go. See, this pipe adds extra leverage, so it'll make pulling out spark plugs easier. Out with the old, in with the new. There we go. Just go ahead and reinstall the boot, like so. Push it in. All right, there we go. And then take this screw, hand tighten it until you can't tighten it no more, and then grab your ratchet and then tighten it a little bit more until snug. Once we're done with that, congratulations, we have finished the first side. So we can go ahead and plug in all our connectors back in. These ones are fuel injectors. The black ones are the spark plug ones. We can go ahead and plug in all those connectors. We can plug this back in, and we can go ahead and mount our ECM, PCM bracket, re-ground it, and then plug these back in and be finished with this side. All right, let's go ahead and re-rack this bracket there. So yeah, there we go. We got the bracket mounted on. So let me go ahead and hand tighten the other 2 screws which will go right here, and one more right here, and then finally the ground cable, which will go right here, on like under this thing, like right there. Okay, the bracket's in. Now all we gotta do is the ECM. So basically what you want to do is you're gonna line up this hole, that hole, and that hole to this spot right here, this spot, and that spot right there. What you want to do is hand tighten these bolts in right here. That's good enough. Then down here, plug it in. Just go ahead and hand tighten it until you can't tighten it no more. There we go. We redo this one. This one is cross-threaded, so let me go ahead and do that again. All right, I'll get back to you when I have this thing installed. Then all we gotta do is just plug these connectors in. There we go. And this one right here. There we go. And finally, last but not least, this one right here. Give them a little pull. All right, they're good to go. Good job, guys. We finished the first side. Now on to the next side. All right, our first plug is gonna be right next to the power steering pump. It's gonna be right here. So let's go ahead and take it off right now. As always, take the boot out and clean it. Alright, just go ahead and reinstall the boot. Sorry for airplanes flying over. I live next to an airport, so yeah. Just go ahead and reinstall the boot and then hand tighten the screw. Your second boot spark plug is behind this stuff right here. You don't have to take off this stuff right here. You can maybe, if you want, unclip this right here. Move it out of the way, but you can still fit that boot out through this little hole right here. All you need to do is take off this clip, unbolt it, and then take off the fuel injector clip. So last step you want to do is connect the battery, which I just did, but yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't show you my when I replaced the third and fourth spark plug on this side. My phone died, so I had to go charge it and I replaced it. But for the last spark plug all the way over here, I found it easier to unbolt this right here and move it off to the side and then do it that way. Because like if you just leave this connected, this whole thing right here, it'll be way harder to fit the ratchet and the extension bar in there. So I really recommend removing that. And yeah, if you stuck this far, thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.